Good afternoon, dear participants. I would like to present to you the result of the research on the topic development of an intelligent chatbot for a hospital website. The author is Tatiana Vakaluk, Daria Skripchenko, Maria Medvedeva, and Mikhail Medvedev. The use of the internet in medical activities has become a reality in recent years, and telemedicine or virtual hospitals has moved from the stage of science fiction to reality. The development of the information society, the increase in the number of people with access to computers, even the elderly, including the development of the introductory computer course of them, the diversification of information and need for repeat interaction have led to the adoption of medical units to the means of information transmission to make them more attractive and more accessibility to operate and use. Many internet sites are trying to establish themselves as sources of medical information and as a means of connection with patients with the doctors. The number of visitors to this site and the considerable number of sites indicate public interest in these services. Therefore, they need to use the available technologies to communicate effectively with patients, continue to improve them, and create new ones. The development and improvement of clinic and hospital websites should be the focus of attention for healthcare and informatics professionals. Clinic and hospital websites should ensure compliance with ethical rules, be functional and professional from an informatics point of view, and provide adequate information to potential clients of medical units. Websites are a means of communication and convenient IT tools for better management of these structures. The study aims to selection the method and tools for developing a chatbot for clinic hospital information resources. We should have into how people engage with chatbots in both lab and real-world environment in order to analyze user behavior. In contrast to user interaction during chatbot with other users, observed that user interaction with chatbots involved longer conversation with more and shorter messages, as well as lower saturation that user interaction during chats with other users. Such studies provided insight into how users behave when interaction with or responding to chatbots. As a result, they offer helpful advice designing chatbot interaction. For instance, to reduce usability problems and change conversational recovery. Relevant insights into chatbot use and user experience can also be gleaned from the literature and dialogue system evaluation. For example, regarding frameworks and metrics for dialogue evaluation with target constructs such as efficiently, effectiveness, and the user satisfaction with task-oriented system relevance and human likeness was system focused on small talk. Therefore, lessons have been learned that apply in particular to task-oriented chatbot. In task-oriented chatbot, usefulness is paramount. For task-oriented chatbot applications, solving using and helping users their goals efficiently and effectively is critical to enjoying a quality chatbot experience. Second, Having attributes can improve the user experience in task-oriented chatbot. For many task-oriented chatbot applications, the user experience can be enhanced by combining pragmatic and hedonic chatbot attributes. While a very useful chatbot can provide a good user experience, this experience can be hugely changed by carefully incorporating content and chatbot characteristics perceived as pleasant and engaging or playful. User report and validate understanding how users work with chatbots is difficult. And next, different users have different needs. The natural language interaction in chatbots make them very suitable for personalization. An example is our finding that pragmatic and hedonic chatbot attributes have different meaning for chatbot users for varying. A chatbot is a computer program developed based on neural networks and machine learning technologies that allow communication in audio or text format. A chatbot performs specific tasks or for entertainment. Typically, a chatbot prompts the user to choose an option from a list of options. That is, obtaining information or performing or other task is done by selecting by the suggest answer or category, and the user does not enter text into the chat window. Virtual chatbots allow you to place orders or communicate online. A chatbot can be divided into the following areas of application. P2P, this personal communication, and B2C customer, it's support for company customers on the corporate website and in mobile application. Chatbots mainly use artificial intelligence to communicate with users, providing relevant content and up-to-date offers. They operated based on a set of instructions or use machine learning. Some of the main concepts associated with chatbot technology are as follows. First, pattern machines matching with based on typical stimulus response blocks. A center stimulus is entered and a response reaction is generated according to the data entered by the user. Artificial intelligence markup language is based on pattern recognition of pattern matching concepts. Latent semantic analysis can be used with this artificial intelligence markup language to develop chatbots. It is used to define similarity between words as a vector representation. Chat scripts is an expert system consisting of an open source scripting language and an engine that runs it. Chat scripts include rules associated with topic, finding the best element. The next right script is in plain text scripting language for developing chatbots and other conversation objects. TypeScript is open source with interfaces for Go, Java, JavaScript, Perl, and Python. Natural language processing NLP is a field of artificial intelligence that studies the computer assisted manipulation of text language speech. Natural language understanding is the foundation of any NLP task. It is a technique for implementation natural using interfaces such as chatbots. NLU seeks to extract content and means mining from user input with maybe unstructured and respond appropriately to the user's intentions. A bot intelligence level depends solely on how it is programmed. A chatbot based on machine learning performs better because it understands command and language. Therefore, users do not need to enter extract words to get relevant answers. In addition, the bot learns from interaction with customers and can quickly solve similar situations when they arise. Each such dialogue improves the bot's intelligence. Robots can use neural networks as a business model for example. Generative pre-trained transformers, GPTs, with use a transformed architecture have become standard for building sophisticated chatbots. The pre-training in its name refers to the process of initial training on a large text corpus that provides a solid foundation for the model to perform well of subsequent task with a limited amount of task-related data. An example of GPT chatbot is ChatGPT. Another example is BioGPT developed by Microsoft, which focused on answering biomedical questions. It was decided that the chatbot will be based on deep neural networks to identify sentence patterns provided by the user as input and and select a random answer related to the score. The chatbot will be implemented using Python libraries such as the NLTK library in Python, which has functions that help identify the most relevant words in the sentence or paragraph, link them to their root meanings, and shorten them. This process is known as teaming. The words are then converted to their corresponding numerical values as neural networks only understand numbers. The process of converting text to numerical values is known as one-hot foil. Once the data processing is complete, we will create the neural network using deep learning and feed them with training data. After successful training, the model should be able to predict text color. To train our chatbots, we need the intent JSON file. Each intent contains a tag, templates, answers, and context. Templates are the data the user will likely enter, and the answers are the chatbot results. This file contains general greeting products, questions about which doctors work in the clinic, and questions about the appointment, such as the appointment cost with days you can make an appointment and how you can make an appointment. The challenge how now is to get the model to learn the relationship between patterns and text so that when a user enters a particular phrase, it can identify the corresponding tag and produce one of the answers resulting from the query. The first step is to download the Punt model provided by the NLP library. In NLP, Punt is an unsupervised learning model, meaning it can be trained on unlabeled data that has not been annotated with information about characteristic properties and categories is called unlabeled data. Using unsupervised techniques, it generates a list of sentences from the text by developing a model for sentence starters, prepositional phrases, and construction. It must be trained on a significant amount of open text in the target language without priors. Next, look at the libraries and models that will be used to implement a chatbot. The NLTK supports research and teaching in NLP and related fields, including empirical, linguistic, cognitive science, artificial intelligence, information retrieval, and machine learning. NLTK is successful use training tool and a platform for prototyping and building research systems. When working on any project in natural language process, NLTK is the most critical model used. TensorFlow is an open source machine learning software library for a range of tasks developed by Google to meet its needs for systems that can build and train neural networks to detect and identify patterns and correlations similar to the relation learning and understanding using by humans. It is currently used in the both research and product development at Google. TensorFlow provides a library of ready-made algorithms for numerical computing implemented through data flow graphs. The nodes is such graphs execute mathematical operation or input-output points, while the graph's edge represents a multi-dimensional data arrays or tensors that flow between the nodes. Node can be accessed by computing device and run synchronously, processing all the parallel tensors that feed them together. This recognizes words and removes duplicate words from the words list. For this task, use the length-based streamer algorithm to reduce words to their base. First, take a quick look at what streaming is. Streaming is the process of shortening a word to its base. A word stem is a word based on a root form and does not have to be an excited word. Landscape is one of the most aggressive streamers because it tends to overstep many words. The landscape header streamers has over 100 tools. The resulting training and output data are encoded is one hot mode. The words are converted into ones and zeros, which are then added to the training list and the output list, and then conversation into NumPy arrays. We need to create our model using neural network. The first layer is the input layers with the parameters and of equally sized input data. The following three middle layers are the hidden layers responsible for all input processes. The output layers provide the probability of different words in the training data. Is first, the model prediction outcomes using the word packet and users data and them uh, returns a list of probabilities. Among the probabilities and the highest numbers likely to be the result the user expects. So we choose the index of the highest probability and find the text and answers of that uh, particular index. Then we can select some random answers from the list of, of answers. We can see that the chatbot provides correction answers to users twice after the training. Typing in command phrases result in the chatbot answering the question and typing in result in the chatbot terminated the conversation. Okay. An untrained chatbot instance starts without knowing how to communicate. Each time a user enters a statement, the library stores the next they entered and the text to which the statement for a response. A chatbot receives more data, the numbers of responses it can respond to, and the accuracy of each response about the input statement in case. The program selects the most appropriate answer by looking for the closest matching no statement that reaches the input and then choosing an answer from the list of available responses to them statement. Chatbot preprocessor are simple functions and that modify the input statement that the chatbot receives before processing the statement by the logic adapter. Logic adapters define the logic of how chatbot chooses a response to a given input statement. A typical Boolean adapter will use two main steps to return a response to an statement. The first step involves uh, um, searching the database for a known statement that matches or closely matches the input statement. Once a match is selected, the second step consists of establishment a general answer to the chosen match. Often several existing statements will answer an available game, and the best match logic adapter will determine the answer based on the best known match with the given statement. The best match adapters use a function to compile the input statement with known statements. When it finds the closest match to the input operator, it uses another function to select one of the available answers to that operator. We need to train the bot with training data to provide the bot with some knowledge. The training date is filled in a list that will represent the conversation. Chatbot use natural language processing to learn the data provided. The current site of the site was developed using React. The main page of the site looks like this, as shown in slide in the left at the picture. The chatbot connects to a web resource using the Flask library on the backend, which was developed in Python. And the fetch method of the client side was developed with React. The chatbot is available to users by clicking the chatbot button in the main menu. An example of how the chatbot works is shown slide in right. The developed chatbot communicates exclusively in English, therefore, The disadvantage include localization in one language. This is not critical as English is an international language, firstly, and secondly, there is room for improvement and the addition of other functions. The future and other language of communication, it will be necessary to train the proposed models in other languages. The study examined the concept, methods, and algorithms for developing websites for clinics and a chatbot. The study also examined the necessity of using chatbots for general web resources and their future prospects. Future research includes experimental testing of the proposed chatbot in medical institution and its expert evaluation. The possibility of adding several languages for communication is also among the prospects of future. Thank you for your attention.